Welcome back, family. Before we begin, I do just want to offer a trigger warning. In this episode, we do talk about depression, suicide, sex, and also death and loss. I hope you enjoy. What's up, family? It is time for episode 108. We are almost nearing the end of our season. We have 2 more weeks left. Can you believe it? This has been such a crazy, wild journey, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm very excited for today's episode because we're hearing from the men. Yes, Curvy Confidence is not just a woman's platform. Honestly, we have just as many male supporters as we do female supporters, and so it's always important for me that we have a male perspective, because guess what, ladies? Men go through it too. We're not the only ones who look in the mirror and don't like what we see. We're not the only one that go, "Ooh, there's a new role that popped up back here," right? We're not the only ones who go through that. This is a universal issue, and it's a universal concern. It's something that we all deal with. And Rico, my guest today, bared his soul and talked about all of the insecurities, talked about rejection, talked about what it's like to be a curvy man. And I really think that you will be blessed by what he is sharing with us. It is time for the sex tip of the week. I'm all about an experience, right? Like, I feel like sex, when you care for somebody, now if it's just a hit it and quit it, do what you got to do, that's not really my style. But if it's somebody that you care about, it has to be an experience, and a great way to start the experience. And I think let me go back. I think that in order to have an experience, there has to be intimacy. And a great way that I have found to start that is what is called synchronized breathing. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You and your partner breathe together at the same time. And how it starts is like during foreplay, before anything has been entered or exited, you guys share a moment where you're looking deep into each other's eyes and you're breathing at the same time, at the same pace, in the same flow. And what happens is that the two of you connect. There is a deeper connection that is past what is physically attractive. There's a deeper connection that you bring into what the physical attraction is. And when I tell you that what you will end up with is an outer body experience, I promise you that is what you will end up with, is an why is that so hard for me? An outer body experience at the end of a very enjoyable experience. I promise. Do it. Let me know if it works and if it don't work. Everybody's different. But what I have found is when I take just those few seconds to connect with my partner and we breathe together and we get on the same vibrational frequency, heaven is what we experience. Hallelujah! Oh! It's time for the gem of the day. Gem of the day is my favorite segment. But like, yes, the interviews, but gem of the day is my favorite. And I want to talk about seeds today. Seeds, the seeds that we plant. Seeds are one of the most fascinating things to me because they go through so much, and they go through so much that we will never see. And we don't see what they go through, but we experience the fruit of what they go through, sometimes literally, right? We experience the fruit of what they go through. A seed is buried, it's broken, it gets ripped apart, and then life comes from it. How many times in life do we experience the seed like moments? The seasons where we're buried, right? No one sees us. No one understands us. It feels like we're all alone and everything is going wrong. Everything is just piling on us and piling on us and piling on us. And we just can't take it anymore, and things aren't going right, and my man don't understand, and my mama acting crazy, and the kids ain't doing what they supposed to do, and the finances just ain't acting right, and I'm buried. And no one can come and get me. No one sees. And then I break. I've lost all control. It's broken. I don't know what to do. I can barely see straight. Life just hurts all of the time. Life is so painful. But then there's something that begins to happen. An emergence begins to happen. Right? What we thought was a mistake then becomes a blessing. What seemed like a setback then becomes something that propels us to the next level. I don't know what you're going through right now. And even though I am taping this much earlier than it will be released, I can still feel something that says that I have to say this. I don't know what you're going through right now, but I know that it hurts. And I know that it looks confusing, and I know that it may seem like the only option that you have is to give up. But let me tell you something, you're going through a seed season, a seed experience right now. It's not the end, but if you stick to this, if you keep going, brother or sister, if you keep going, you will reap the harvest. You will come out and you will have a garden. I promise you. Don't give up. Don't give in. You are coming into your seed season. I promise. It's time for the interview. I'm so excited because Rico is so transparent. He bears his soul, and it's a male's perspective. Rico is, first of all, he's an amazing dresser. So let's just talk about that. But then also, I'm very excited because I didn't know Rico before launching this platform. I didn't know him. And he reached out to me on Instagram. And when I heard his story and where he was coming from, I said, oh, absolutely. You have to share with us. And so he did that, and he did that with full transparency. So check it out. Let me know what you think. So thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to woo woo. I am so excited to have you. I did let the people thank you. I did let the people know who you were. So but can you please just briefly tell them who you are, what you're about, and what you do?
Well, I am at Rico. So I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Not
I,
everybody's perfect. It's okay.
oh wow, we're gonna do that today. um, for some reason, I work an awful lot, so it's a natural born hustler, man. But no, um, I'm just glad to be here. I am trying to do my thing on these podcasts, be a radio personality. So, like I said, I really appreciate you being uh, a helping hand and just an encouragement to me. Every day on your words and the daily affirmations, what you're supposed to do.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
thank
Um,
you. It's so funny how we met because,
yeah,
like, prior to Kirby Confidence Instagram, I didn't know you. you know,
at all.
I didn't know you. And so, Kirby Confidence has been an amazing connector. I mean, I've been watching you, and your confidence is something
Yeah.
that radiates. And I was like, Kirby Confidence is not just for women; it's for the men too. Can you please talk
Okay.
about yeah? Can you please talk about your journey as a plus size male?
It didn't come easy.
Mm.
Um, it was hard a lot in middle school. Like a lot of people say, if I was this age, I would do it over again. I wouldn't necessarily do like the middle school years over because like people are mean. But it was once that I realized that I'm happy with me. Um,
Yes.
and once people saw how um, unimpressed I was with their statements, they were like, oh well, hey, this guy here, this is what he do. Like when I go out of town, we go to beaches and stuff. My shirt is off.
Hey.
I don't play that. But yeah, and I had to figure out my confidence came kind of deep within because like when I find somebody, I'm attracted to confidence. So it's like you can't want confidence and you can't exude if you don't exude it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I became like confident probably like in high school.
Wow. So in those middle school years when, high school when students were very mean cuz people are mean, not even just the babies, right? Grown people are
Right,
mean too. What are some
right.
things that you did to kind of keep yourself sane and to not, give up on yourself?
I think from due to my mom, I think at a young age I was a prayer. I was an intercessor, but only for me though. I wasn't at the place where I could pray for other people.
Mhm.
I had to be that for me to find my way, because the thing was, I could do a lot of the things the smaller people do. I can do it just the same, if not better. So once I
Say that
figured that,
again. Say that
yeah,
again.
like I could dance. I was one of the best dancers. I was all city in soccer. Black people don't play soccer. You know what I'm saying? I played soccer. I was an all city goalie. I could play basketball. I got recruited early to play football. So it's like this isn't once you stop treating your appearance as like a handicap, then
Mm.
life becomes easier.
Wow,
You know,
when
it's
you
not it's
stop
not a handicap.
Wow, when you stop treating your appearance as a handicap.
Yeah.
For me, that's really powerful because I often tell myself that I can't do things because I'm plus size, right? And then once I do them, it's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I did it.
Yeah.
Like, and I did it well, you
And you
know?
feel and how do you feel when you do it? It's a feeling.
Yeah,
You feel awesome. You feel exhilarated. You feel
yes.
you feel just like, oh, I
Yeah.
did that.
Right, and it feels like freedom, right? Because I'm
It
not,
definitely it definitely feels like freedom. Like that gate is open, but then not only like you said something there. Not only when you open that gate, it makes you want to do more. It makes you
yeah.
want to do more. Which I'm. That's why I was so just on board with this whole curvy confidence thing, because I'm like, I know where this is going. You feel okay with you, and you like, let's do this.
Let's do
You know,
this.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm with that.
I want to talk to you about a hard topic, and it's insecurity. Like for women, like insecurity is something that plagues us. We wake up in the morning, it's on our brain. In the afternoon, a glimpse in the mirror, like, oh my God, my belly, my belly. In what ways do you deal with, from a male perspective, insecurity, and how does insecurity integrate itself in your relationships?
Insecurity is a fight with yourself.
Mm.
I often see that as like a fight within yourself, because like not don't think women, or don't think that men don't wake up like, oh man, you look rough today, or you gotta slim down or something because you like this girl, or this she don't like big guys, or you saw some kind of big guy slander on Twitter or whatever. But it starts within yourself. And what I think a lot of females don't realize, a lot of females play into male insecurity.
Oh, please unpack that for me. What that mean?
Initially, guys are okay because we're guys. You know, we're pretty much out here. We're rough or whatever, and we're not really a lot to deal with. But when you get rejected by like people you're trying to exude yourself onto, that does something to you. Like as a man, and we just deal with it differently. You know, uh, some people are much more emotional. Some people are a lot more like action driven. So that like let's say you for just quick example, you talk to this girl that you saw, you've been like her for years in school and whatever, but you've always felt like that she wasn't good enough for you because she talked about your shoes or your size or something like that. So then you feel like you aim for people that you don't think aren't way below your level, or like some people you take advantage of. You know, um, what do you call that? You kind of womanize them a little bit only
Mm.
because you don't have enough confidence within yourself to talk to that one girl because she shot you down that one time.
Wow.
So
And so
yeah, a lot of it deals with rejection. Rejection is a big part of insecurity. Probably like, in my opinion, probably like 75% of insecurity, because I think that's where it stems from. You know, it stems
rejection.
from rejection. Like why would you wake up, look at your beautiful self, and feel less than because someone told you, somebody put that in your psyche
Wow.
that isn't that isn't what the hot thing, or that's not attractive, because you don't wake up and tell yourself you're ugly. You don't wake up and tell yourself you're unattractive. You don't wake up and tell yourself you're too big. If you do, you should stop it right now.
Right, right now.
Because you're not gonna make it out the door by yourself. You know, you came in by yourself, so you have to do a lot of building by yourself in order to even be with someone else. Because from there, like you talk about relationships, man, that's so far down the line, because to me you gotta be solid here. This
Mm.
foundation has got to be right before you can try to exit on to a new strategy, and that's self care is like really important. That's why when you say relationships, I don't even think we can get to that, because your temple has to be right. Your
Wow.
foundation has to be right.
We can't get, well, I just have to repeat it. Okay, we can't get to that because the temple has to be right.
If you put two fallen buildings next to each other, what are they?
Fall. They're not
On
supporting
each
me.
other,
Right.
on each other, right?
Yes.
You know what it's we do it because we're human. Everybody doesn't have it together. Everybody's at different stages. But for me, in my mental, if I'm not 100% there, I'm not gonna try to pursue that thing, because if I won't be able to hold you if you're unstable. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's just how I look at it.
Wow.
You know, it just
So as a man, how do you overcome rejection? Like how do you get to the other side of that?
just like anything else. It was a process to it. But once I don't know, I got a revelation from somewhere, and like I was saying earlier, my pastor's live, his affirmations live as well. Like when you do it on Facebook, he was just like, you have to deal with it. So not only going for myself, like if I'm hoping if I can inspire anybody or tell any man, um, you'll be better off if you just admit what hurt you. And it's not being sensitive or anything like that, coming off like a feminine or anything like that. It's just admitting it. Like it happened. You know what I'm saying? It happened. So once you identify that it happened, you're able to identify what happened. You're able to move on from it. Make it easier to move on from. You know, that's the best way that I deal with it. Is to like I first figure out what's going on. First figure out like, yo, what happened? Did I really get this like that? But when you figure out that thing happened, go ahead and deal with it. You put that in the air. You say it happened, and once you declare that you're done and that you're okay, then you're able to move on from it.
Wow, I think you just said something so powerful, and I don't want us to just skip over it.
Yeah,
I heard you say that you have to do a reality check,
you do.
right? Like you have to check in and be like, okay, is how I perceived this situation. Is that really my reality in this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it is my reality, then I have to accept that it's my reality, and then now I am able to move past and work through it.
Yes. That I first recognized the reality piece probably about 3 years ago. Just going through life and figure out that some stuff is gonna hurt. It's not gonna all be perfect, and it's not just about a relationship or anything. Some things in life just hurt, and so once you are able to keep yourself check, keep yourself accountable, um, you'll feel much better in that defeat, because it's happened. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But it's not how. It's not like your what I'm trying to say is your direct result isn't the action. It's how you come back from it. So,
Wow.
yeah, it happened, but how it affects you, how you deal with it, is really how that's where the success come from, and how you deal with it, and how you come back from it. So when I kind of figured that out, it's just like, okay, yeah, that happened, but I'm really gonna be the winner when I figure this thing out and know what happened, and come back better and stronger from it. You
Mhm.
know. So once you hit that reality check, step one, you gonna
Step
hit what?
one. So, what about the days when you wake up and your reality is just too much, right? You wake up, you're not loving what you see in the mirror, you don't feel good. Like, what do you do on those days?
Ooh, that's a clear sign that you need to check yourself. You need to pray. You need to meditate. You need to talk to somebody. However it is you heal, you have to heal at some point, because you are not okay. You are not okay. So it's like my mood depends on like what song I play. And
Mm,
if I'm not feeling it, I need to play something that's gonna get me going, like something fast, up tempo. If I'm feeling good or whatever, I'm just gonna play something to go along with me, something to
mhm,
vibe with my morning. Like, oh, let's get it popping. We feeling good. But there are days to where you wake up and you rough. There are days, but to me, I took that is something not right.
mm,
That's that time you need to back it up, back it on up,
and breathe.
breathe, because it's something going on. You got to ask yourself what's going
Mm.
on.
I'm about to ask you a real vulnerable question.
Okay,
You ready?
okay,
what
here we go.
what is that area on your body that still gives you some grief, right? Still is a process for you to go through and grow through. And how, in the moments when you are not in a healthy space with that part of your body, how do you care for yourself?
I would say my torso.
That belly, that's me too.
Hey, hey, Billy.
Mm.
Um, it's hard to deal with because you don't want to deal with that reality. That's the only thing that makes it hard, when you don't want to deal with that reality.
Whoa. Okay, you just blew me. Unpack that for me. When I don't want to deal with the reality of my belly, that's when it bothers me.
So for me, in mine, I know that it can be a health issue. So me not wanting to deal with it because it's gonna be hard, because you have to change so hard. He can't do everything that you're used to doing. That's a reality that I'm not comfortable with facing at a point, because it's something that is imperative. It has to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I want people to figure out the difference between being happy and being healthy. I'm going to be happy with me because I am who I am. I'm in a comfortable spiritual space. I'm happy with who I am because I've been on this journey with myself for a while. Now, am I healthy? No,
Mm.
no.
So, what does healthy look like for you, and how do you start that journey?
Ooh, so personally don't believe that health is a look.
Mm.
I think you have to feel healthy because I mean, technically, as a bigger guy, I am healthy because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just big, you know. But I don't. Sometimes I don't feel well. My knees hurt, my back hurt. I wake up with headaches, and I don't feel well. You know,
Mhm.
but I keep myself neat. I keep myself up, because I'm a bigger guy. So like, I feel like that's something that gotta happen. You gotta catch me
Y'all,
slip.
when y'all wait, I just have to tell the people he dresses down, okay? Like, please go to his Instagram and you will see that was not a lie. He can dress, okay?
Oh my goodness, here you go. No. No, but I appreciate that though. But no, my appearance is something that I take seriously. I take seriously, and I think just like that goes along with, like I was saying earlier, allowing your appearance to be a crutch. No, if you're a bigger person, you curvy, you got to keep it up, and that's just it is what it is. You don't have you got certain things that other people don't have. You got curves and bumps and all of that other people don't have. So you got to keep yourself together.
Yeah, you say you got bumps. You gotta keep
You
yourself.
know what I'm saying? Some people don't know them struggles that some of my curvy women that got. They don't know those struggles. They don't
Yeah, and all
carry
those
the same
girdles
thing.
we gotta wear.
Shapers and all of that stuff. I find that fascinating. I find that so fascinating. Like I would wear anything to just keep it, hold it together. My my best friend said she said I got to hold it together. Got to keep it tight. I'm like, what? So yeah, that's the only thing. Sometimes you can't lie about how you feel. So
Hmm.
that's really just what health feels like. I wouldn't say it has a look, you know,
Hmm. But it's a
because
feeling.
yeah, everybody gonna assume because you're a big person you're unhealthy. That's just what it looked like.
Isn't that annoying?
Yeah, very much so. And like I can run and everything just like y'all. I
Yeah.
just
I might need a
look.
break, but I can do it.
I might get there after you, but or it's do I feel like it? You know, a lot of times I just don't feel like it. I'm tired. I want to. It is. It is what it
It
is. You know
is
what I'm
what
saying?
it is.
That's what you can't lie about how you feel. Don't lie to yourself.
But for a young boy, or maybe not a young boy, for a man who may not be in a healthy space with how he looks at himself, for someone who is dealing with rejection and in the thick of it, what advice would you give them?
Think of yourself. Think of yourself because you have to put. People are going. I learned a little while ago is that people see what you do. People see
Mm.
in you what you do. So you may think you're looking this way or you may feel this way, but some people see potential. Some people see greatness. Some people see growth. You don't know that because you don't see you
Mm.
beside that mirror. So you have to think of yourself because it's gonna be somebody out there that sees you for you. No matter what, how you feel, it's gonna be somebody out there that sees you for you. Like, somebody may even inspire to be like you, to have a similar journey that that you've had. I know a guy that was twice as big as I am. Now he's twice as small as I am.
Wow.
And it was all about what he saw. He said I had to take myself as a priority is what I wanted. So that to that man, to that brother of mine, like please, please look at yourself. Feel feel important. Please feel important.
Mm.
When you feel important, you have a lot more get up and go about yourself. you feel the necessity, like you feel the imperativeness of doing something, getting up, being proactive. You feel like when you're important, because when something is important to you, you get it done. You make it as a prioritize yourself, not to be. And I'm not trying to come off as being selfish, but just for me, when you get right, you'll do so much good to so many other people because you got yourself together. You're seeing clearer. You're seeing, but you worked on you. The toughest thing, the toughest thing is to work on yourself. You're the toughest piece of work that you're going to come across yourself. You are the toughest, no matter what.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, you're dealing with stuff, but when you prioritize yourself, that's when you start. That's when you start your race right then.
Wow. What would you tell baby Rico if you could go back and have a conversation?
Oh, I would tell him to stop.
To stop.
Yeah, childhood me at a point cared so much about what people said, and I felt like it was a point to where I felt like it'd be better for people to live if I wasn't here. You know, so I would tell him to stop because that's not the truth at all.
Wow.
Yes, I would tell him to stop, sir. Right now, you stop.
Give him a big hug.
Yeah, a hug, adapt, something. You know, I would just tell him to stop.
Wow. Thank you so much. This has been so powerful. Like I wish I could release it tonight. Oh my god, it's so
You
good.
can't release that tonight. We got work to do on this one.
Yeah, this was amazing. I have to have you back. If you'll come back. Yeah, I have
It would
to.
be my pleasure, and I want to tell you, I want to encourage you to keep going. Great things are in store for you. You know, you stay prayed up. I'm very proud of you. I felt like we've known each other for a while, and we just met today.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very very proud of this thing you're doing. And you keep going, keep pushing.
Thank you so much.
Consistency, the marathon continues.
The marathon continues.
The marathon continues.
Yes, it does.
Anytime you need me, I'm here for you. Anytime. I would love to be on your show. I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Absolutely. And I hope I'll be back soon.
You will definitely be back. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Rico Soul. Proper English, people. No proper English. At Rico Soul. I am on Twitter at
the Twitter is always a hard one.
Yeah, don't worry. You can find me on Instagram
at Rico Soul. Thank you very much, Rico. This has been great.
Lovely. I had a great time. Thank you so much, Brittany.
But it won't let go of these energies and these vibes are really low. I'm trying to get high.
I told you that was gonna be good, right? I feel like as a woman watching it, I learned so much. Like so much. What was really eye-opening for me was his talk about rejection and about how rejection leads to insecurity, that leads to depression, that leads to all of these different things, and that the root of it is that we've been rejected, and rejected by others, but also rejected by self. And that blew my mind completely open, and also has given me a tool to be able to better understand the men in my life, because I never thought that, I knew that men experience rejection, but I didn't know that they processed it similarly as to us women. I did not connect that. I didn't connect that by being rejected, it becomes a question of self, like it does with women. Because I always think of men as as a people that is so sure and strong or whatever. Like I adopted the male patriarchy view of that, right? But this really just blew my mind open to see that we're all human. We're sharing a human experience. And just as I go through, so do the men. Y'all know how we end this off. We end this off with an affirmation and 3 very deep breaths to send each other off in love. Today, my affirmation is, I will love my brothers. I will love all of my brothers. Let's send each other off in 3 deep breaths. Thank you, family. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week. Ow!